Have you ever stopped to consider how much of your life is dictated by habits? These invisible threads weave the fabric of our existence, shaping our daily routines and repetitive behaviors. They influence our mindset, determine our productivity, and ultimately, craft our destiny. Just like an acorn given the right conditions transforms into a mighty oak, we too, through the power of habits, can grow bit by bit into our best selves. This transformation is not a single act, but a series of small, consistent actions. Aristotle said it best. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. So, to achieve excellence, we must cultivate good habits and prune away the bad ones. We must study our routines with brutal honesty and eliminate the diseased branches. Remember, success is never a single act but a habit. But as empowering as habits can be, they can also bind us like chains if we let them. Consider Robert, a man I once knew who was addicted to smoking. Each day he'd burn through a pack of cigarettes, fully aware of the damage he was inflicting upon himself. Yet the grip of nicotine was unrelenting. When he attempted to quit, the withdrawal symptoms were too severe. He was ensnared in a cycle of addiction, ensnared in a habit he detested but couldn't shake off. This story serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of bad habits and the difficulty of breaking them. Like a seed that grows into a tree, habits, once planted and nurtured, can become deeply rooted and challenging to uproot. This is particularly true for harmful habits. Bad habits are much easier to stop when they first begin. If you let them grow, they become deeply ingrained and very hard to change. Let's consider a charming parable about habits. Imagine a wise teacher taking his eager student on a journey through a lush forest. He guides his student to 4 different plants: a delicate sprout, a sturdy sapling, a resilient shrub, and a towering tree. He asks the boy to uproot each one. The sprout comes out with ease, the sapling requires a bit more effort, and the shrub puts up a real fight. But when it comes to the tree, the boy can't even make the leaves quiver. The teacher, with a knowing smile, explains that these plants are like our habits. When they first take root, they're easy to pull out. But as they grow and strengthen, their roots go deep, and they become difficult, if not impossible, to uproot. So it is with our habits. If we allow them to take root and strengthen, they can become challenging to change. It's best to recognize harmful habits early and make efforts to eliminate them before they take hold. Sometimes we follow habits without even realizing why. Let's take a trip down memory lane to a heartwarming Christmas dinner story. Sarah, a newlywed, was preparing her first Christmas ham with her husband Tim. As she trimmed both ends off the ham before popping it into the oven, Tim curiously asked her why. Sarah was struck by the question. She didn't know. It was just something her mother always did. Intrigued, she decided to phone her mother, who surprisingly didn't know either. It was just a habit passed down from her own mother. So they decided to call Grandma to solve the mystery. Grandma laughed, explaining that she started cutting the ends off because her old oven was too small for a whole ham. This necessity turned into a habit, which was then passed down through the generations. When we do whatever we do, without knowing why we do it, but continue to do it anyway because that's the way we've always done it. Now, knowing the power of habits, how should we approach them? Well, the first step is to take a personal inventory. Examine your everyday routines, your repetitive behaviors, your little rituals, and ask yourself, do they serve you? Do they align with your goals, your values, your vision for your future? Some habits might not. Maybe you spend too much time scrolling on your phone, or maybe you're prone to hitting the snooze button one too many times. These habits, while seemingly small, can accumulate into a significant drain on your time and energy. But don't despair. Just as you can prune away these harmful habits, you can also cultivate new, empowering ones. Maybe you replace your morning scroll with a brisk walk, or you swap the snooze button for a yoga routine. Small changes, practiced daily, can lead to big transformations. So, pick up that chisel and start shaping. Because, in the end, you hold the chisel that shapes your destiny. Remember, we are what we repeatedly do.